Hey everyone, welcome to Boss Run, your weekly viral dose of gaming goodness. I'm your host, Billy Housh, and today we're going to just get straight to business. And by that, I'm going to talk a little bit about my shingles and my update on that. So I'm almost done my antiviral dosage. It's Sunday, so I have 2 more doses, one tonight before bed, and then in the morning, my last one. Overall, the rash and everything is pretty much gone. It's just very painful. Feels like I fell off a motorcycle. I had a motorcycle accident because obviously I would know what that feels like. And I feel that no one really talks about how it's just pain. It's like nerves in your body. It's like I did a deadlift with bad posture and I hurt myself at the gym, but really bad. That's how it feels like. So I'm popping teas, just the regular over-the-counter teas, and hopefully I'm going to see how I feel tomorrow morning, but I hope to go back to the gym, get back into my routine, because it really does a lot for my mental health and overall well-being. So like, even if I'm only at 50% tomorrow, that's a start to just get back into it. But yeah, I recommend don't get shingles. Have a high immune system, take your vitamins, eat healthy, get a lot of sleep, and figure out how to lower stress. And one way to lower stress is to play video games, of course. So let's get into it. Big news, Best Buy affiliates. So basically, I guess like streamers and websites and people who get money from Best Buy sharing links, and they usually get like a 5% kickback or something like that. They got emails early, and now it is officially confirmed that pre-orders for Grand Theft Auto 6 should be starting tomorrow on Monday, or whenever you're watching this, Monday, the 18th of May. So that's very exciting. It's very much happening. It was confirmed. I'm actually watching. I'm more than halfway through watching an interview that was published today, so Sunday, May 17th. A fresh interview with the CEO of Take-Two, Strauss Zelnick, and he once again, in this interview that just published today, he reiterated and confirmed that November 19th is 100% Grand Theft Auto 6 release date. So it is actually happening. The other big deal about the pre-orders going live tomorrow is that we'll finally see what the price is going to be of this game. For a couple of years now, it's been stated, and the rumor going around is that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be like $100 USD game plus. It'll be like an expensive game, because the game cost over $1 billion to produce now. Like that game's been in development for at least a decade and quite a bit of money, like beyond any other media property has been invested into it. So we'll see how much it costs. I'm like thinking it's going to be like $150 Canadian for this game, which I think whatever they charge, people are going to be buying it. And it's funny thinking about how the price of consoles went up at least $50, if not more. So I think about all these casual video game players who are just waiting for the new Grand Theft Auto to jump into this generation of consoles. So people just buying a PlayStation or Xbox, a new one, to play Grand Theft Auto. Now, I wonder how they'll experience the sticker shock of now, like, these video game systems are $1,000 now, and then like $100 game on top of it. You'll be dropping quite a bit of money to be able to play Grand Theft Auto 6 come launch day if you don't already have a system. So I'm really interested to see how this goes, but like still it's going to sell like gangbusters. It's Grand Theft Auto. I'm excited about it. I'm also thinking, because I talked about this on this podcast, was that I usually buy physical games on console for no real good reason besides nostalgia, because I understand there's no like video game preservation. I don't really sell the games or trade them or gift them to people anymore. So it really is just something to put on my shelf. So I'm looking at the latest box art of the game I'm playing while I'm playing it. Almost nostalgia to the days when I used to work at a video rental store, and like the thing that's on the screens all over the store, I would display the box. So no real reason besides that. And for consoles, I only buy exclusive titles on consoles. So I have PlayStation and Switch. I only buy the exclusive titles, and those I buy physical. So like per year, there really aren't that many exclusive titles for these consoles. That's why it's not a big deal. Usually just whatever discs in the system or cartridge, be it Switch, that's the game I'm currently playing on the console. So the last one was Saros, and I platinumed that, and I pulled the disc out, put it on the shelf. And I buy my multi-platform games on the PC because I can buy them cheaper, and my PC is more powerful than my console. So it just makes more sense to utilize this thing. I think for Grand Theft Auto 6, since I will be playing it at launch on the PlayStation, as it is a timed exclusive for PlayStation and Xbox, I think I might just get it digitally. One, because I want to play it as soon as possible, and I'm too old to. I don't do midnight launches anymore. The last midnight launch I did was for Red Dead Redemption 2. I remember I went to a Best Buy. And I waited in the store, and there was actually lots of people there. And I think I was the oldest person there that waited for the game, and I got it for PS4 right at the launch there. I don't think I want to do that stuff anymore. And for something like Grand Theft Auto 6, I think the FOMO, this is the only game that FOMO would hit me because I want to play the game as soon as I can. So I think I will buy it or pre-order it digitally and just have it like pre-installed already, ready to go. That was the other thing I noticed when I got Saros and I put the disc in. It took like almost an hour to install and download the day one update. So like waiting an hour after you have a physical game, like it's not like Nintendo Switch where you can still like pop the cartridge in and it just works. It just seems pointless. Like it feels better and more convenient to just have it like the night before download while you're sleeping in the background, and then it's just ready to go as soon as it's launched. The other reason is because these Grand Theft Auto games don't come out. They come out like every like decade, once a decade, if not more. So it's going to be a generational title. So I'm likely going to want to play, especially if the online, which I'm assuming the online part of this game is going to be quite extensive. I'm assuming with like the PlayStation 7, is it? No, sorry, 6. I'm ahead of myself. What is this? PlayStation 5? The PlayStation 6 probably going to play this game, right? It's probably going to carry over. And I have a feeling that the PlayStation 6 is not really going to be a physical first system. I have a feeling that the PlayStation 6, they're probably going to offer to be able to play your physical games, but it's probably going to be like a wonky external USB plugged in drive, not something like now they kind of like you can get a drive and like clunk it in or whatever. So it just doesn't make sense for a game like that, especially like Saros. I know by the time PlayStation 6 comes out for Saros, since it's a Sony first party game, it's probably going to end up on PlayStation Plus or whatever on like the subscription service. And I think that's what Sony does is like after a year or two, they just push out their exclusive games on their service to build value for that. So you'll eventually get the digital licenses in that rental weird form anyways. So I think like Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to mark the beginning of the end of me collecting physical titles. I really do think so. Because like I don't really like I find like Steam being able to download digital games is pretty convenient and a norm. I just wish that like Sony and these companies kind of did what Nintendo's doing, where if you buy the game digitally, make it $10 cheaper. Or like go back to giving like some sort of point system. Like they did that. Like Sony had the stars system where it encouraged you to buy digital games directly from them. And you would get like some stars kickback that you could trade in for like points, where you could trade in for like $5 off or something like that. That's kind of the reason why like I support when I buy my physical games, I don't buy them from Amazon or Best Buy. I support a local company, and they're pretty big internationally too, but they're here in, I think they're in Vaughan, Ontario, and it's called Video Games Plus. No affiliation. I don't get any kickback from them, but I always just pre-order the games from them physically, and I get like cashback points from them that are decent. Plus, they're pretty good because they mail the discs out early enough that you receive them launch day. Like I bought Saros from them and I received it launch day. Like I don't care waiting around lunchtime when the mailman drops the game off. That's fine for me. But like, yeah, I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the beginning of me buying digital console games now. Maybe. I think probably still like for Sony, like the Wolverine game, I'll probably buy that physical. And then the next game by Naughty Dog, I forget what it's called, Intergalactic Planetary. I think that game, I'll probably just buy it physical too. Just Grand Theft Auto 6 makes sense to just buy the digital form of it. But we'll see. Tomorrow we'll see what that's about. Speaking of this, tomorrow, I plan on subscribing to PC Game Pass, the Xbox all caps PC Game Pass. So they did it. Good job, Asha Sharma, that you brought the price down. PC Game Pass is only $17 Canadian per month. And it's a pretty decent deal because it's like, it is the day one games. You get all of the latest games on it day one. And like the big reason I want to get it tomorrow is so I can, on Tuesday, I can play Forza Horizon 6, which is getting insane reviews. If you bought the ultimate crazy edition, which was like $130, that no way I would pay for a game besides Grand Theft Auto 6, $130 for, that gave you like early access to the game. So there's a lot of people still playing it already, but it's like a racing game, and like racing games, I honestly don't play. I think like a month is pretty much all I play a racing game for. So like, even if I just have Game Pass for a month, that's huge savings. And if I ever want to revisit the game, I'm sure it's going to go on sale, especially like when the PlayStation 5 version comes out on it. I'll probably pick that up. But you know what? I might just continue with PC Game Pass because there's always some games that I'm on the fence for that I might want. Like, for example, another game on the service that I would want to play would be that mixtape game, that the Anna Parina game Mixtape that's supposed to be some sort of nostalgia bait kind of game. It's getting good reviews, but it's also very decisive. So like with Game Pass, I can play that. So even tomorrow, if I sign up to Game Pass, I believe the game's only like a 3-hour run through, something to play while waiting for Forza Horizon to preload. The reason why, once again, the reason why the reason why they were able to drop the price on Game Pass is because they removed Call of Duty from day one availability on the higher tiers of Game Pass, which is fine. I mean, like, whatever. I mean, it would have been nice if they reduced the price and kept Call of Duty, because then maybe I would not buy Call of Duty anymore every year and only pay a continuous $17 a month. But that's fine. It's enough for me to try Microsoft Game Pass, PC Game Pass, and see what that life is about. See how it is with that life. I have a feeling it's like, when like an airline has a disaster, when like a plane crashes or something really bad happens. Usually after that disaster is the best time to use that service, because they're going to do whatever they can not to have bad flack for it. So I think like the way Xbox is right now, where they're like doing whatever they can to please the crowd and the shareholders, like making moves, I think this might be a good time to just jump on. Plus for me, that's like low stakes. If I'm just paying for PC Game Pass for $17 a month, I'm probably going to benefit quite a bit from it. So feeling good about that proposition, and I'm pretty excited. The more I hear about Forza Horizon 6, pretty excited to just jump on that. It seems like a really chill, casual game that also quenches the appetite of a graphics whore like myself. So, looking forward to that. Last time you were hearing me, I was deep into Lost Odyssey. I got to disc 4 on Lost Odyssey, and now I'm at a dungeon called the Great Ancient Ruins right at the beginning of it, and I'm just eating it. It may have been because I've been feeling like just like crap, that I can't really like concentrate that well on making good moves in a turn-based RPG, but haven't been playing too well at that game, and kind of been like hitting a wall. Been hitting this wall in the dungeon where I can't get to like the second save point. So every time I die, I lose like 30 minutes of progress. And I did that 3 times so far. So it just kind of frustrated me. And I'm like, you know what? I don't need this right now. So I've been taking a bit of a break from Lost Odyssey, which like I'm getting so close to finishing that game. And I do love the game. It's just, I think I need to get over the hump of Shingles before I'm in the right space to be able to like conquer this dungeon. So I've got that on the back burner. What I've been playing during this time of despair and illness and high virality, unfortunately not virality with these podcasts, I see that the engagement is not that great with them. I got a lot of people watching this last one where I wrote, I guess maybe it was the title, $85 barrel roll. A lot of people clicked on it, but didn't hang on to the end to watch the thing in full. So we still will just keep pushing through. Anyways, what I've been playing that has been like low energy, easy, like junk food type of game is I've been playing this like Call of Duty clone on Steam, but I think it's available on PC, but also like iPhone and Android, because it's just pure trash. It's called World War Legion. So it's like it's a Call of Duty clone, kind of a clone of like Call of Duty World War II. But it's like completely free It is like a mobile game, so you have a lot of pop-ups that are asking you to just like buy microtransactions. I haven't put any money into it, even though I'm slightly getting tempted to just like get the battle pass since it's only like $4. But I've been having a lot of fun playing this game. Especially I've been playing it in bed on my Steam Deck. And it is like it's an old school Call of Duty clone. So I think similar to like Modern Warfare 4 or something like that, where you're just moving super fast in the game. And it basically, the developer, and I think it's a developer of someone, they made a previous Call of Duty clone that was popular called Combat Master, I believe. I forget what the name of the developer is. I can just look it up right here. The developer's name is... Where does it say? Where does it say the name? It is, Steam doesn't quickly, their name is Alpha Bravo Incorporated. They kind of distilled what was fun about Call of Duty into this simple, free-to-play game. And it's really effective. And it's all programmed in Unity. So it's kind of like impressive how well it runs. And apparently, like you can run the game on a potato and it runs perfectly. Like I'm playing the game on my Steam Deck and it's perfect 90 frames per second on like the highest graphical settings. The graphics are so simple, but they still are good. And it just runs fast and like the net code is good. I mean, I don't know if I'm just playing against bots or what, but it just hits the spot. It just hits the spot. It is junk food and I haven't paid a cent for it. So I highly recommend that. If you guys are ever kind of jonesing for the old school Call of Duty and you don't want to pay a penny, try World War Legion. It's actually decent. I mean, just ignore the free to play shit. You just keep pressing B or whatever and you get out of it. But honestly, if I stick to it, I'll probably throw the dudes $4 for the battle pass. Why not? It's a pretty decent game. I haven't tried it on my phone, but I'm assuming it just runs perfect on anything. And it's cross, what I play on my Steam Deck works on my PC. I played it a bunch on the PC. I kind of prefer it on the Steam Deck. I don't know why. But I haven't tried it on the phone. I don't have those a lot of people get those backbones or different companies make these controller attachments to put on your phone, and then your phone becomes, because the phones now are really powerful. I think phones are some newer phones are more powerful than a Steam Deck. So yeah, I'm sure it runs really great. So I've just been playing garbage. I've been playing a mobile phone game and I'm fine with that. Not too much going on in video games. There was other news in Xbox of Microsoft is making moves. Most of the news is coming out of Xbox, and they first of all, Forza Horizon 6 was a major win for them. Right now, it's the highest rated game on Metacritic this year. So that's huge. And good on them. There was some stupid stuff where Xbox now changed its name to, it's now all caps Xbox. I don't know. And they changed their logo back to the proper green thing. The other big, there's rumors going on that Xbox is working on this program for next generation. So for their next system, which right now is codenamed Helix, that they might do a program where you can trade in your physical games for digital licenses. Now, that would have solved my problem, my dilemma that I have with a big physical library for PlayStation. If I could trade those in for licenses. I don't know. But that's really interesting. And I wonder, how is that even possible? How would that work? Would you like mail your games in, or would you take them to a Best Buy where they would like scan them, give you like a digital license to your Xbox account, your Microsoft account, and then like destroy the discs? What would they do? So that's kind of fascinating. It's really interesting watching Microsoft try to like make Xbox work. And I hope that it just works out as in like it benefits the consumer. The other big thing is, so AMD is the company that makes CPUs and GPUs now. They bought ATI. ATI used to be a Canadian company that made kind of mid graphics processors, graphics cards and stuff like that. They still do, except because they made that niche of making like affordable graphics processors, they cornered the market for making graphics processors for all consoles. So like PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, they're all using AMD chips. So is like the Steam Deck and the Steam Machine, and most products are using AMD CPUs and GPUs, or you call them APUs. They're all in ones. Now, AMD is releasing their latest upscaling technology, which is FSR 4.1. And that's equivalent to like, everyone's got their own upscaling. So like, NVIDIA has DLSS that you probably have heard of many times. It's always in the news and stuff about some AI slop or something like that. Well, AMD has FSR. And like, for instance, the base PlayStation 5 uses FSR for its upscaling. Steam Deck uses FSR. Xbox uses FSR. Sony wanted to get ahead of the curve, and they were kind of getting pissed because for some reason AMD has been really slow with getting FSR 4.1 onto all of their chipsets, like even their older stuff. So that's why Sony with the PlayStation 5 Pro created their own upscaling, which is PSSR. And recently they have PSSR 2. Now, apparently FSR 4.1 is really good, better than PSSR. And that's going to be coming out for the Xbox systems. It's going to be backwards compatible with that. So Xbox Series X might look better than PS5 Pro, which is a big reversal. It's a big Uno reversal. Hopefully those benefits also come for the Steam Deck, because that'd be sweet if my Steam Deck graphics end up being better. That's crazy. The other thing to note is that's also going to be probably what's the next Xbox system is going to use. And I know that Microsoft is trying to, the big thing that Sony has this generation is that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to look the best on a PlayStation 5 Pro at launch. And that's what they've been grooming and massaging. Sony has been working on that since the beginning. Sony has the marketing co-op, marketing rights for Grand Theft Auto 6 at launch, and it's able to say that the best place to play Grand Theft Auto 6 is on a PS5 Pro. Okay? So like what at the beginning of this podcast I was saying, there's probably quite a bit of people who have been waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6 before jumping on this generation. So them seeing all the marketing for Grand Theft Auto, having like the PlayStation logo in the corner of it, and having all the marketing also say best place to play PlayStation 5 Pro, Sony's going to sell those systems like gangbusters, right? So if Microsoft, the last minute, is able to make their Xbox Series X look just as good as a PlayStation 5 Pro, maybe better. That's going to be a huge reversal. Knowing that the game Grand Theft Auto 6, and this also ties into my whole why I should buy the game digitally opposed to physically, Grand Theft Auto 6 is a type of game that will leak into next generation. This is a game that people play for the next 10, 15, 20 years, especially with the online component. If and when the Xbox Helix system, if that comes out earlier than the PlayStation 6 in 2027, then it's going to be the best place to play Grand Theft Auto 6, right? Besides maybe like whatever, like gaming PC that like maybe in 2027, like the 1690 or whatever, but that's going to be like what, like a $10,000 PC compared to like $1,000 console that like negligibly looks the same. Xbox will have the better place to play your Grand Theft Auto 6 online per se. So there is some potential for Microsoft to like gain some market share next year, next generation. So I think it's great. I think it's great competition. I think the only thing like Sony has for it is like Sony's really banking on putting out a handheld option for the PlayStation 6, where that could be something a lot of people would want. Because it seems like just like the Switch 2, like, and even the Steam Deck, like the market seems to be pushing towards portables. I think it's just like a generational thing where like portables tend to be maybe cheaper than a console. I mean, you could, even if it's around the same price as a console, it includes the display, right? It includes a display. Like a console requires you to have a television, and sometimes people want like a 4K TV. That adds quite a bit to the price. And not just that, the space, right? The space. Like think about like kids in their room and like people in their like dorm rooms or their apartments and their shared spaces and stuff like that. I don't think the way the economy is going, the way like people's lifestyles are, I don't think it's that much for people who have like the entertainment center, like a rec room, or like just have access to a television set somewhere that they can hook up a console and all that, the time and money and all that kind of crap for that. So it just seems like I get it. Like you got to think like Japan is our future. So like the trends that you see in Japan, like 10 years, 20 years ago, like that's where we are going. So like you can see with like lower birth rates and like people in like small little like spaces, living spaces and stuff like that. That's why in Japan, like mobile market and Switch 2 just makes more sense. Because like people are commuting to work, to school, or they're in a small space and they want their private time to play a game. It just makes sense to have a handheld system. So I can see PlayStation 6, Sony's way of just like leaning in on the portable systems. That's also like a legit strategy. So like it might even be a flip where Xbox is where you get your high-end premium next gen, and then Sony might be like the value. I don't know. But once again, I'm pretty excited to try the PC Game Pass. I used to get PC Game Pass for like a month or two back in the day, especially when like Microsoft Rewards was a big deal. If you used like Microsoft Edge browser, just using the browser, you would get like tons of points per day. And I would always like trade those in for a month of Game Pass. And like you could get a month of Game Pass for like $1, like trials for a month. They really clamped down on that. And then they raised the price like twice. So like I just stopped using Game Pass, and I was like, I don't really like the concept of like renting my games. I wanted to just like, I would just buy games. I knew what games I liked and I just buy them on Steam. But now it just like I said, for Forza, something like Forza Horizon, racing games are fun, but I don't play them that long. And honestly, like when you think about it, like games like Saros, I played that game for 32 hours, but I finished it. Like I busted through those 32 hours in like 2-3 weeks. Right. So it's like, there's so many games that you could probably just finish in Game Pass and then you're not going to revisit them again. So why not for $17? And like I said, I get to try some games that otherwise I probably wouldn't have tried. So kind of looking forward to that and just like see what the alternative is. See what Team Green's all about. Why not? $17 a month is still way cheaper than like buying a Xbox system, right? I don't have to like go that far in the ecosystem. It's just dabbling my foot in. Another thing is I also like a while ago, I guess, November of last year, I subscribed. I had a deal where I was able to get a discounted year of the highest tier of NVIDIA GeForce Now, which is the streaming service, where it's a streaming service where you connect all your PC platforms. So your Steam library, your Epic Games library, everything, EA, Ubisoft Connect, and also Microsoft Game Pass, if you have that. You connect those all together, and then it's just this one really good quality streaming service that lets you stream the games from a data center. In my case, it's a data center from Quebec, from Montreal, I believe, to whatever device. So for me, I was using it to play Battlefield 6, and I think I played Arc Raiders. I played a couple of games using NVIDIA GeForce Now on my Steam Deck. So I get to like play games with like, it's their data center. You have access to like a 5080 computer with a NVIDIA 5080 graphics card. But for like an 800p screen, you're getting like the best, like highest level graphics on it. And I didn't have any problems with latency. So being able to like play Forza Horizon on my Steam Deck when I feel like it in my bed will be pretty sweet. I'm thinking of like revisiting Starfield. And I could play that then with like all the bells and whistles, all the graphics on my Steam Deck. That's going to be fun. Like those are pretty chill things. I don't know what else is coming out for Steam for PC Game Pass besides like Stranger Than Heaven. That will be coming out day one so I'll have the PC Game Pass version of that. But like I said, like RGG games, usually I play them on my PlayStation because I like to get the trophies. So we'll see what happens. Do you think I'll have a change of heart and be like, man, fuck the trophy. Who cares about the platinum trophy? Play the game for free and I don't have to pay whatever, like $101 with taxes. It's like $102 Canadian for a brand new PlayStation 5 game. So instead of that, $17 and I can just play through the game on my gaming PC. I do like playing games in my bedroom, but on the PlayStation, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes with the PC Game Pass. I mean, if I do that and I play my RGG game on Game Pass instead of that's a huge change. That's a huge shift in me being like my consumer habits as a gamer. That would be a big win for Xbox. Like they finally got me as like being the Netflix of video games, right? That's what they're trying to do. Netflix of video games. So I don't know. I really don't know. We'll see. Like I think Forza Horizon next week. So tune in next week to see if my habits are starting to change or what I think about 1 week of playing PC Game Pass on my computer. Cause like I already dipped back in with like my Xbox 360. At least with the Xbox 360, I'm remembering the golden age of Microsoft Xbox, which was 360. That was the peak. That was absolutely the peak of that. What do they call that? That platform. And I did end up buying digital Xbox 360 games that are like 20 plus years old, and enjoying the hell out of them. You can even see I even ended up buying a game twice, once on a physical disc and on digital. So let's see if I'm going to be chugging Monster Energy drinks next week or what. But yeah, exciting times. And it really does feel like we're the roller coaster ride for this year of the games. We're coming to the top. Like, this is the quiet before the storm right now. This is even though, like, you could say like Forza came out and that's like, it was sweeping everything. But early next month is when we get the Game Awards, and that's like typically when E3 happens. So we're going to have like, it's going to start getting exciting with lots of like gaming news of what's coming out, and like actual release dates of like the winter. We'll see if there's some shadow drops of some games, because usually there are surprises during the summer of like games that just like release without telling anyone. And yeah, like when September hits, it's going to be crazy. Once September hits, we're going to have like all the major AAA games, and this year is insane because it's Grand Theft Auto 6, but we also have like tons of big titles. Like Phantom Blade Zero, Wolverine. I can't even think of other ones that are coming out this holiday. We still haven't got the announcement for the next Call of Duty game. So I'm wondering what that's all going to be about, because it feels like they really need to like, Microsoft really needs to like build back from like what kind of like problems they've been having. So it is very much exciting times, and I'm looking forward to it. Anyways, thanks for listening. I hope you all listened to the end. Let me know if you did. Just leave a comment, give us a thumbs up on the YouTube stuff, or just like even if you're my friend, send me a message, tell me you actually watched this or listened to this, and if it was any value to you. Anyways, guys, you guys all have a wonderful week. Take it easy. Bye.